you were obviously number 2 on the ticket. Carlos was number 1, but that's now changed slightly. So what's brought that about? I think a lot of people already know, but what's happened? So a big thing here in South Australia with the Legislative Council.
This is absolutely huge. This is the best thing that could have happened for One Nation. Our polls are growing and growing, and it is bringing across some real superstars. So in Queensland, Barnaby Joyce came across, as you know, but we've just recruited a massive fish, Cory Bernadi. He is amazing. We are so thrilled to have him on board. He's such a polished politician. And that is something, you see, One Nation, the candidates like Carlos and I, Carlos is a builder, I'm a farmer. What Cory brings is that experience, and we need that. He's going to teach us, we're going to learn from him, and he is the new leader of One Nation South Australia. He is now number 1 on the ticket for the upper house, and Carlos and I are thrilled. We're expecting that the polls are going to actually go up by up to another 10%. It is incredible. Cory has been out of politics for 6 years. He lives regionally. He has regional businesses, and he sees the suffering that is happening in the regions. He's not coming back for any other reason than he wants to help, and he wants to make life better for regional South Australia. And we are so excited to have him.
Yeah, no, big thing, and if it increases the polls by the numbers you're saying, that's going to open up some more legislative council spots, plus a lot of coverage across the lower house seats and that as well. So I'm assuming then that Cory comes into the number 1 spot there on the legislative council ticket. Carlos jumps down to number 2, and you're number 3, and we'll talk about polling and numbers as we go a little bit further.
Well, Mark, we are so confident with our numbers that we have 4 upper house candidates, and we've actually got a 5th one picked, because we think we'll watch the numbers, of course, because the South Australian polling hasn't come out yet. You've got to be aware that the polling that we're seeing at the moment is all federal polling. So we're polling extremely high in the regions, but we may put up a 5th upper house candidate yet. And also we have filled all 47 lower house seats. Last election, 4 years ago, we only had 12 seats filled. We've got 47 lower house seats. It's incredible. I'm not sure how many the Liberals have, but I know they haven't got 47.
Yes, that's a bit cool. Well, I mean, they're imploding, and we'll probably talk about that a little bit more as well. And I mean, and the message is obviously what I'm saying to people is don't so much focus on Liberal, because don't waste your time, because they're imploding themselves. The focus is, and the fight should be, against Labor, and that's where the fight should be, and that's what I've been advocating for. I personally do not want another term of the Labor majority. Now, unfortunately, I do believe Labor is obviously going to, they're too strong. They're going to end up forming government again. The main focus is avoiding the supermajority, for them to be able to nilly-willy bring across any sort of legislation and push it through, rush it through the lower house and the legislative council. But
Mark,
just going back,
we only need to get 4. We only need to get 4 lower house candidates elected, and we can actually have a very big say. So I understand that Labor will probably win government, but if we get 4 lower house seats and a couple in the upper house, we actually can start to have an impact.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And going back to the Cory coming on board, I wanted to say, because I know I've spoken to Carlos, and he has indicated to me that he's doing it for the future of the country and the people of Australia. Now, he always said that if someone better comes along, he'd actually step back. And it's ultimately, so people are saying, oh, that's a bit rude, Carlos and Rebecca have been punted down the page, but I'm fully aware, I think, from you and Carlos, that you're actually okay with that, because it's you want a solid team going into the selection, and it sounds like Cory Bernadi jumping on board is actually going to enable you to do that.
Unlike the legacy parties who are constantly fighting, constantly changing leaders and all the rest, One Nation, we are a team, we are a family, and we are so tight. I don't know a single person in One Nation South Australia that is in this for themselves. We are team players. All we want to do is to see a better South Australia for our children and for our grandchildren. That is so beautiful about One Nation.